Hello, I'm Roland. Today I'm going to give you a walkthrough of Alby Sandbox, which shows you all the cool things you can do with the Bitcoin Lightning Network by using Alby tools. Alice, Bob, Charlie, and David help us visualize payments that flow from one wallet to another. Alby Sandbox covers three core concepts. 1. Bitcoin is the permissionless payment layer for the internet. 2. Lightning makes it instant, cheap, and perfect for apps and autonomous agents. And 3. Nostr Wallet Connect allows apps to seamlessly connect to Bitcoin Lightning wallets. In this walkthrough, we're going to go through some common Bitcoin Lightning use cases and how you can add these use cases directly to your apps. The cool thing about Alby Sandbox is you don't need a Lightning wallet. Everything is just ready for you to use. So let's go to the first scenario. The first thing you'll see is a list of scenarios on the left-hand side. So we're going to start with the simplest one, which is creating a Lightning invoice and paying it. On the top, you have a basic description of what's going to happen. So we'll have two wallets. Alice will create a Lightning invoice, and then Bob will pay this invoice. And this is the basic way in Bitcoin Lightning to make a payment from Bob to Alice. For additional information, you can click on the Learn icon on the top right, and also the code icon, and we'll get into that a bit later. So the first thing we'll do is connect Alice and Bob to test wallets, and this is powered by NWC Faucet. So Alby Sandbox is based around this idea that all the wallets powered by the sandbox are running in this isolated test network. And just by clicking a single button or doing a single API call, we can create as many wallets as we like. Each wallet is fully Nostr Wallet Connect compatible, and we'll go into that later, and also comes with a Lightning address. So let's go ahead and create some test wallets for Alice and Bob. Once Alice and Bob are connected, we're actually able to try the scenario. So on the left-hand side, Alice is going to create an invoice for 1,000 sats. Next, Alice would give the invoice to Bob, which Bob can pay using his Lightning wallet. We can see here that Bob sent 1,000 sats to Alice, and their balances have been updated. In the transaction log, we can also see what happened. So Alice created an invoice for Bob, and then Bob paid it. Another cool thing here is we can actually look at the code snippets and understand what is going on. We can visualize this scenario in different ways. So we've looked at the transaction log, but we can also look at a flow diagram of what's going on. Here again, you can check the code examples for the different actions. On the balance chart, we can see that both Alice and Bob were funded to 10,000 sats, and then Bob paid Alice 1,000 sats. Next, let's look at the code examples. So in 2026, what I would actually recommend is build using your agent. With a single command, you can install a skill that gives all knowledge about Alby tools and Lightning wallets to your agent. Let's go into example prompts now and go back to the more advanced code section later. So for each of the scenarios on the left-hand side, there are some example prompts. And after you install the Alby agent skill into your favorite agent, you can simply paste a prompt or create your own based on the example prompts and build a fully working Bitcoin Lightning app in a single shot. In the example prompt section, we also give a few additional prompts regarding testing. And Alby Sandbox and the NWC Faucet are perfect for this because your agent can spin up these test wallets to fully test its app while it's building. That way, you as the developer do not have to manually test and then ask the bot to fix the app. The bot can test it from end to end. If it finds an issue, it can fix it and reiterate, write more tests, whatever it needs, and then you, as the human, really have more time to focus on building your actual idea. Finally, let's look at the production tab. So right now with the Alby Sandbox, we are using test wallets. What this means is that we are using an isolated testing ecosystem. Even though we create real Bitcoin invoices, they cannot be paid with a real Bitcoin wallet. That's because all of these test wallets are powered by one Alby hub. And this Alby hub has no Lightning channels, so it's actually not connected to the Lightning network. But it's perfect for testing because all these different wallets can interact with each other as if they were real wallets without any fees or any setup. So what we actually need is a real production wallet. At this point, you'll be using real Bitcoin. You can earn from your users. One thing you have to keep in mind is that you will have a small amount of routing fees based on the payment route. But the really cool thing is the code you write using test wallets works exactly the same as with production wallets. All you need to do is swap your test wallet with a production wallet. So we have some recommendations here for always online wallets that work perfect for your application or service which you will deploy. For serious production applications that require high uptime, low management, we recommend Alby Hub, which is self-custodial wallet. All the headaches of hosting and updates and making sure your wallet is running smoothly is handled by Alby. But you can also try Risville and CoinOS if you just want to get started quickly with a small amount of money and experiment with an idea. On the left-hand side, finally, are links to the tools that actually power the sandbox. So first, Alby Agent Skill gives your agent full knowledge of how to build Lightning apps. And the Alby Agent Skill was used to build this entire sandbox. All of the example scenarios here were built by an agent using the Alby Agent Skill. Next is the NWC Faucet. It allows you to spin up as many test wallets as you need for building and testing your application. Next is the sandbox source code. So feel free to check it out, check out how the scenarios are built, and even contribute your own ideas. Next, there's a feedback board for Alby Sandbox. If you think anything should be changed or you're missing a feature or use case, or the app that you want to build requires something that Alby Sandbox can't do, let us know. Finally, we're always here to help.